You're watching a multi-part presentation, and this is Chapter 3. If you want to start at Chapter 1, you should click right here. Chapter 3. Cigarettes. Got a light? Hands in her purse, cigarette in the corner of her mouth. She rummaged through bottles of hairspray and spare, dry underwear. I reached out with the trusty Bic in my right hand, like a great beacon of understanding, and she leaned in to light her smoke. How long have you been in town, Jasmine? 3 years. How do you like it? How's business? It isn't too bad, really. I have bigger dreams than this, though. She took a slow drag on her cigarette and stared at the ground. She kicked at a piece of garbage near the curb. We had made our way out the back after convincing the bouncer, Brock, that I wasn't a threat. All it took was a friendly and vigorous handshake. We were, of course, just going out for a smoke. They must let the girls do whatever they want here. Considering how tight the security was, I was surprised to be left alone with her. She had led me through the dressing room and out back to the fenced-in smoking area. A few years had passed since my last time in the dressing room of a strip club, but it was good to see that things had not changed. Women in various stages of undress, openly ingesting all manner of foul substances and speaking casually and frankly about their clients and boyfriends. Pungent smells of underarm sweat and body spray coupled with rancid burritos still in the garbage from last week. Thongs hanging from the mirrors and vile threats made with arm-length dildos. New squeeze, Jazz? After hours show? We ignored the catcalls and shut the door behind us. We sat at the picnic table around the corner, across the walkway from the garbage cans. How was the private dance? He licked my face. I had to call Brock in to peel him off of me. Sick fucks, these animals. There's no civility left in this world. Why do you say that? What's got your heart in pieces all of a sudden? There's no civility left in this world. You should know that best yourself, getting your face licked and all. Who does that? Yeah, I guess you're right. You want to lick my face, though, and you know it. She tried to hide behind a playful grin, but I could see right through it. Another slow drag on the cigarette. She was from Boston. Moved down south to go to college, making a good deal of money dancing at night and shooting films in the morning between classes. Cheap films, but a constant and steady income that she could rely on. She told me she had an apartment in Durham. I'm sure that was a hint, but I never pressed the issue. By the end of the night, I was going to be so hammered, I was just hoping I could make it back to Hoop's place. I was in no condition to court a stripper that night. What's on your mind? You look troubled. Troubled, you say? Yeah, I suppose. You can drop the act, you know. Let's just be real people smoking cigarettes. Why are you in town? I can tell you're not from around here. I write books. I'm on the road trying to find the American dream. My friend Hooper seems to have found it down here, so I thought I might come check out the scene for myself. Did you find it yet? I don't know. It's too hard to tell. What's your American dream? When I first came down here, I thought it was a husband, a house, and a puppy. Now I'm not so sure. That isn't it. It's definitely not it. I hope you're right. She said it with the smallest hint of a sigh. I was the one playing the long con now. This girl was one of the strippers that does it because it's easy money, and she was smart enough to know it. She wasn't there to get drinks bought for her. She could buy them for herself. She wasn't there to prove herself to anyone. She didn't have to. She was there because she was a goddess, and she knew it. She still believed in love. She used her beautiful body as a tool to make men fork up hundreds of dollars a night to watch her do nothing but prance around the stage to some spaced-out Mars Volta song. Hell, it had even worked on me. She was very confident in herself and her ability. It wouldn't be long before I was fully assured of that fact. So tell me, vagabond, what is the American dream? She sat down next to me and started rubbing my shoulders. That's a hard question, you know. I can't tell you what it is because it's different for everyone. It isn't something that you can just spell out. I know. You seem like you might be hot on the trail, though. Do you want the short answer or the long one? Let's start with the short one. Freedom. The dream is freedom, escape, the endless possibility of the sunrise, the hope for a better tomorrow, a new way home. Do you really believe that? I'm still trying to figure that part out. I'm a little short on faith these days. Let me help you. She sat on my lap, with her arms over my shoulders and her legs around my waist. She ran her fingers through my hair and she kissed me lightly on the cheek. I'll show you the American dream. You don't even have to pay for it. Well, that's a welcome change. Watch out now, or you'll see how quickly it gets taken away from you. I smiled. I couldn't help it. The dance of metaphors ended when she brought her mouth to mine and we shared an ashtray kiss on a picnic table outside a rundown strip club in North Carolina I didn't even want to go to. Good thing Hooper woke me up when he did. She ground her thighs into my sides as we kissed. She grabbed my hands and pulled them up in the air, outstretched, and then between us and onto her breasts. I slid my hand down the side of her stomach onto her thighs and around to her ass, which was rising and falling on my lap in time with the music wafting out from the club walls. She was a pro, after all. She took her face away from mine and looked me into the eyes again, grabbing my shoulders and arching her back like a gymnast. There's your American dream. Write a book about that. I just might. What's your real name? Off the record, of course. What's in a name? She said. She looked off into the distance, through the chain-link fence and into the endless sea of city lights blending into the starry skies. With a quick motion, she flicked her cigarette over the fence and onto the pavement beyond. Oh, come on. Did you really just say that to me? She laughed and backed off my lap. She grabbed 2 more cigarettes from her pack, lit them both at once, and passed me the second. She laid on the picnic table seat, with her head resting on my leg. What are you doing tonight? She took a short drag before saying it, exhaling smoke to visualize her words. I was planning on sleeping in my car outside my buddy's apartment. In your car? I thought you were famous. To some, baby. Just not to everybody yet. Right now, as it stands, I'm only famous to the U.S. interstate system. Besides, the car is better than his dumb couch. It takes time, you know. You'll get there if you keep up. I know. This story might even help a bit, too. I always wanted to be in a book, she said. It's not the first time I've heard that line, you know. Listen to Mr. Hotshot here, making out with a stripper, but he's still gotta have more. It sounds so bad when you say it out loud. I laughed again, and she climbed back up into my lap, curling up sideways like a cat. We finished our cigarettes in silence, staring out at the city from the picnic table. We sent out plumes of smoke into the night. So how are you going to get me out of here, famous author? I don't make promises I can't keep. How about I rescue you instead? Who says I'm the one that needs to be rescued? Poor little baby sleeping all alone in his car outside his crazy buddy's house while he ravages Roxy, out here searching for the American dream without being prepared to find it. I will rescue you, lamb. What had I gotten myself into?